Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
Get ready, brothers. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. What we about to receive is supernatural capabilities from our power Yahweh, while Yahushai. What you're witnessing is the manifestation of the sons of God, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 144,000 which are men. The Heavenly Father is going to give us supernatural capabilities to take back over our planet. All right, like the scripture clearly says in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, it says, as gold in the furnace had he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks amongst the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. How are we going to do that, man? The scripture clearly says the saints of the Most High shall what? Shall take the kingdom. The Heavenly Father is going to give us supernatural capabilities to control the elements, the ability to fly, to be indestructible. The scripture clearly says, I'm going to make you my battle axe and weapons of war.
Ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem, and in all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth.
We were gods, and we shall be gods again.
Power.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua. And what I want to get into, all right, this evening, pretty much dealing with a documentary. You know, I had was looking, you know, dealing with China and pretty much how China, you know, became modernized. Okay, and they became modernized by, all right, being partakers, all right, of the hope of Babylon. You know, it's going to go into the era where China pretty much merged their economy and their philosophy, all right, with America. Okay, they was, all right, seduced, you know, by the harlot. Okay, so what I want to do is go to this video. It's kind of long. I'm gonna skip around, you know, but I want to, you know, get all the meat I can out the video. But I'm gonna skip around and hit the major points, you know, and go from there and get some precepts to go with it. You know, Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, and you few sisters are edified. Okay. Let me pull it up.
At Full Sail, we take a unique approach to teaching the art of filmmaking. Our students work on projects designed around the industry.
All right, so I got the video queued up. Like I say, I'm gonna skip around, throughout the video and hit the major points. All right, so start from the beginning, and we'll go from there.
The scale of its growth and the sheer speed of change is astonishing. Nothing like this has ever happened before. But as China rises, others will fall. In the 21st century, the balance of power in the world is changing. So how did an impoverished and backward communist country become an engine of global capitalism?
Just 40 years ago, China had a new leader, a 5-foot-tall, chain-smoking veteran of the Long March with a reputation for pragmatism over ideology, Deng Xiaoping. Under Deng, China renounced class struggle and embraced the market. It saw the biggest lifting of people out of poverty that has ever taken place in human history. China became a global economic force, predicted to become the world's biggest economy in a couple of decades. But what actually happened 40 years ago? And how did China do it?
China has 1.4 billion people, a fifth of all humanity. And for the last 2 centuries, they've been engaged in a long-running struggle over the different pathways to modernity.
China was a leading nation over 1,000 years until the early 17th century. Then China began to close door. We don't need these Western gadgets. We are so powerful. We have everything on the earth. So from then on, China began to decline. China closed off, complacent.
The Chinese
So what I want to touch on is, that the Chinese diplomat, he was like China was, prosperous for like 1,000 years, until like the 1600s, till China started closing itself off to the rest of the world. And the way how Bashim al-Shah set it up, that these heathens would have to go through America, okay, to be elevated, okay, and that fulfills prophecy. That's why when let's get a couple precepts. Let's get a few precepts. All right. Now, when you go to the book, of Job, all right, chapter 24, which we always get. All right, this is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And we understand this is Esau, Edom, and the earth was given into his hand. Okay, and he will have control, okay, of everything. And China had closed itself off, all right, and fell behind while these other nations, began to making ties and, different deals with America, and they was prospering, okay, because the earth was given into his hand, okay. But in order to prosper, you will have to, all right, take on his ways. You know, you will pretty much have to bow down. Okay? And we're going to go into how, you know, China, they bowed down. Now, when you go to Revelation 13, okay, and I started 3. It says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. And this is speaking of, all right, the Roman Empire, you know, which was one of the heads, all right, of this beast, okay, with 7 heads and 10 horns. And it says, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Okay, and we're finna see how China is about to wonder after the beast. Okay, all the world, all the nations of the world will wonder after this beast system because of how prosperous this beast system was, man. You know? So I'm gonna jump down to verse 7. And it says, and it was given unto him, okay, Esau, Edom, to make war with the saints, the Israelites. That's where you get, you know, the slave trade. Okay, that was we're prisoners of war. Okay, we're spread out throughout the earth because we're prisoners of war, man. All right, this beast system, when he came back in power during the Renaissance, all right, the first thing he did was go to war with the saints. You know, we went into the documentary with the Incas, you know, but you know, you can go into the history of the Aztecs and, you know, the Mayans, you know, how they feel to what, man, this head that was wounded but healed. Okay. And it says, and to overcome them, and power was given him, all right, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Okay. And you go to verse 8. So China, you know, they were trying to hold out and not deal with the West because that diplomat made the point. So we don't need the gimmicks of the West. Well, according to prophecy, all right, the West, which is nothing but the beast system, okay, America, the EU nations, and EU, okay, and NATO, okay. And it says, verse 8, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name are not written in the book of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. We know these other nations, these heathens, don't have a chance, all right, to be written in their book, okay, of immortality. All right. And then you also have our people, okay, who on this side won't receive it, you know, because they're wandering after beasts as well. Okay, but eventually they'll get it. But it shows you that the majority of the earth, all right, will worship this westernized way. Okay, including, you know, a bulk of Israelites. Okay, now let's go back to the video. I'm gonna skip up a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna skip up a little bit.
Summer 1977, Deng called a conference in Beijing on the future of education.
Higher Education Department, Professor.
If you shop on Amazon, you should use this tool. It's a browser extension that automatically compares Amazon to other sellers. to see if there's a better
department, Professor Liu Daoyu. He told me, you are invited by the Deng Xiaoping tomorrow in the Great Hall, in Beijing. I go to the People Great Wall. But no people speak. Because at that time, that after Cultural Revolution, they are very fair,
People were scared to speak
they're
out.
scared,
Yeah.
Then the Deng Xiaoping say, you can take any opinion freely, comfortably.
And did you speak?
I propose to the Deng Xiaoping, I have an opinion. I propose 16 words for the enter of the university.
Those 16 words would change modern China. Exams should start again as soon as possible. They'd be free, fair, and open to all, not just the party. Deng agreed, and the first exams took place that December of 1977.
When the news announced that actually we can take the examination to get into college, we were just so happy and was exhilarated. It's just such a life-changing sort of moment for us.
It was very tough. 5.7 million candidates applying for the exam. Only less than 5% were admitted, and ages varied from 18 to 35. In my class, I was 20 at that time. They were coal miners, they were farmers, they were soldiers, they were workers, young apprentices like me. So that exam changed the life of many people.
In a culture that had for so long believed in the value of education, it was a transformational moment.
因为我的父母是教师，我这样的家庭，我深知教育的重要性，深知多学一些对自己是有用的，当然对国家也是有用的，所以很有学习的动力。
So your ambition was to be a teacher as well?
当时我曾经想做教授，我记得当我说出这个愿望的时候，还遭到了一些人的讽刺。后来果然做了教授。
For Deng, it was the first step in his path to power. The following year, 1978, he emerged as preeminent leader.
He wasn't fully in charge.
So now they're gonna pretty much go into the guy, who became president. His name is Deng Xiaoping. He's the main guy that you're gonna hear them talk about as far as his pretty much his life work, was to modernize China, and he pretty much linked China heavily with America and the rest of the world. So this guy here on the screen, Deng Xiaoping, he played a major part into the China that everyone knows today. Okay, the manufacturing powerhouse of the earth. This guy here, Deng Xiaoping, played a major part in it. Okay, but it's all prophecy.
Hua Guofeng was still officially the top leader, but it was clear that he had been given the authority by his colleagues to be the dominant figure. He realized that all those people who had spent their lives working for Mao, including himself, who started in 1922, that what they'd been thinking about was completely wrong. And to be able to lead that kind of dramatic change, to get several hundred million people to accept something quite new and quite different, was absolutely necessary.
When I graduated from college in 1978, I could feel the strong wind of change. The Chinese, many people like me, the Chinese started to face the world and rediscover the world and also to learn from the world.
In May 1978, Deng sent a 5-week fact-finding mission to Europe, led by Gu Mu.
古牧是中国国务院的副总理。1978年的5月初到6月初，他率领了一个30人的代表团，到西欧5个国家访问，包括法国、联邦德国、瑞士。
So you see, he went what they call a fact-finding tour, and he went to France, he went to West Germany, Switzerland, Belgium, and Denmark. He really pretty much has turned the beast. All right, these are all 10-horn, all right, nations. Okay, so he's really taking a tour of the beast. All right.
They were shocked by what they saw. They'd been taught that capitalist countries brutally exploited their workers and were backward and decadent. But now they saw for themselves how far communist China had fallen behind.
他回国以后，向中央政治局提交了一份书面报告。第一，他认识到欧洲国家的经济、科技发展水平很高，而中国远远的落后了。古牧还汇报了一个重要的情况，就是这5个国家领导人都希望同中国建立密切的经济联系。
And they were prepared to help China also. Is that right? Yeah.
因为他们意识到中国是巨大的市场，帮助中国发展的同时，他们自己也能得到发展的机会。
Deng himself now went on a mission to Singapore and Japan.
Deng was one of the few communist leaders in China who was exposed to the outside.
I discovered the 8 immortal kings of Samaria lived a total of 241,200 years. I've discovered through my research
the outside world. He spent almost 6 years in France as a part work, part study student. So this kind of international outlook helped him.
In Japan, Deng understood the extent of China's backwardness.
新干线列车当年是210公里的时速，而中国的列车时速是60公里，反差如此之大，可想而知邓小平受到了什么样的刺激。
He saw modern robots in the factory making cars. He saw the most modern steel plant in the world at that time. He talked to Matsushita, who the great electronics man, and he could see the extraordinary technology. And he was excited like a little kid in seeing all those things.
Deng wanted the Chinese people to see for themselves how others lived.
He asked specifically the Central Television crew
All right, so as you can see, he goes to Singapore, which is in Japan, and you can see Singapore has already been turned out. Okay, can you brothers and sisters still here? Is everything good? Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, we good. It came back. Let me see. Yeah, I just looked it up. I had got a message on email, and it said they stopped it because their video was copyright. You know, that video I was playing. So what I'm gonna do, I'll leave a link in the video. You know, you brothers and sisters can watch the rest of it, and it's pretty much gonna show you, you know, how, you know, China, you know, really took on the philosophies and the ways um of America, you know, in the West. Okay, so I'm gonna just post the video in the description box, and I'll just, you know, cause I watched it a few times, so you know, I just hit all the points and link it up with the scriptures. And when you watch, you know, when you brothers and sisters watch the rest of it, you know, it really hit home. You know, it's all good. You know, hey, it is what it is. Let me find it real quick.
Crew.
Yeah, it was real. You know, it was real informative. You know, but it's all good. So here go the this the link. You know, and I'll leave it again at the end of the video. And like I say, it's about an hour long. You know, you probably can start at like, you know, probably 16-minute mark. That's what it cut us off at. But you know, might well get these precepts out there and go from there. You know that. Okay, so just picking up on what the video left off, you had this guy Deng Xiaoping, okay, the president of China, and he goes to Singapore, which is in Japan, or the capital of Japan. So, or a city in Japan, I don't know if it's the capital or not, but he goes to Singapore and he sees how modern Singapore has gotten, you know, the factories, and he's seeing how Singapore has a middle class of what which pretty much consists of the working class with these, you know, these new factories and things, these modern factories that's popping up. Okay, because you can see that America had already turned Singapore out, because you can see that they was in suits and ties, and Deng Xiaoping was still, you know, in that more of the ancient, you know, Moabite garb. You know, he pretty much had like the button-up tunic shirt, you know, with the like the linen pants. Okay, but the politicians and, you know, the diplomats in Singapore had on suits and ties. All right, because they had pretty much already drunk, you know, of the cup. Okay, that's why you go to Jeremiah. So, you know, the video gonna show you how America turned China out, man. Okay, I believe it's 51. right? Jeremiah 51:7 says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You see? And Yahweh Hashem Shai, you know, he set this scenario up where these nations will drink, you know, the wine, which is the philosophies, the ways, the economics, okay, the business, you know, the free market capitalism, okay, the so-called liberty of, you know, the people, okay, and these nations drunk it up because on the surface it looked like a great thing, you know, when you look at it, all right, because what Deng Xiaoping saw when he went to Singapore, he seen that the middle class, you know, had TVs and refrigerators, and you know they had, you know, they was living very convenient. In China, it wasn't like that. You know, China was mainly, you know, a farming nation. You know, most people worked outside. Okay, they didn't have, you know, the convenience of a lot of, you know, the nations. You know, and Deng Xiaoping wanted China to be like Singapore, and Singapore was modeled after America, man. Okay, and it all goes to these nations drinking of their wine, all right, of Babylon, man. Okay, now, let's go from there. Let's go from there. Let's get Revelation. It's pretty much it's saying the same thing. Revelation 18. All right, Revelation 18:3. All right, it says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. See, before Deng Xiaoping, China wasn't shipping, okay, exporting all these goods to America. They didn't even have the factories, you know. China got modernized quick, like from 80, you know, in the 80s, you know, mainly in the 80s, pretty much in one decade, China made a huge leap on the global economic scene. Okay, when they started, you know, cause you gotta understand, China was a hard working country. Okay, they working the land for the most part. Okay, so when you put those same people that was working in those farms and doing their rigorous work, okay, you put those same people in factories, they will run circles around all these other nations as far as how productive they would be. Okay, so China became a major manufacturing superpower. Okay, quick. You know, once they start putting these plants in, and you know, America starting to help fund and build certain things and showing them how, you know, industry, the flow of industry work, how you know, getting them set up in the assembly line and all these different things. Okay, they gave China the plan, all right, the blueprint. Okay, and China had this huge workforce because China middle class is 500 million people. That's bigger than the whole population of America. There's like 170 million more than the whole population of America. That's just the middle class now. Okay, due to this, you know, this industrial boom, okay, of the 80s. All right, and China waxed rich. Okay, a lot of these nations, because a lot of things come from are imported, but China is probably at the top of the list as far as nations. All right, the nation that ship, that export goods to America, man. Okay, that's why a nation gonna be hurt. You see, matter of fact, let's get that. It's in the same. All right, Revelation 18:8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, nuclear destruction. For strong is the Lord who judges her. Okay, And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Because pretty much when you look at it, China, America put China on. They put China on. Okay? China didn't just pop up out of nowhere. No, America put China on, man. Okay? And China know this. Okay? And it says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city of Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment is come. Okay, so all these decades of building, you know, these relationships with America, and, you know, because in the video, it shows how, you know, they started sending the students, you know, Chinese students to these American universities. You know, it goes into all of it. Like I say, it's pretty informative, you know, if you into documentaries. But all these relationships and things that was built up gonna be destroyed in an hour, man. Okay? It's gonna be destroyed in an hour. All right? Because guess what? They made these deals with America, but see, they don't understand that now, all right, what did they do by making these deals with America? They became rich, but now they're an accessory to all the crimes of Esau, Edom, these other nations. All right, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. It says, "And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore." Okay, and China's economy, okay, is based on its imports. Okay, and the main place it imports to is America. And then when you sell to America, you get American dollars, which that's the global currency. Okay, so you have American dollars. All right, that strengthens your economy. That strengthens. All right. Let me see. Let's go here. And all these nations are in cahoots, but Edom and Edom and Moab, okay, are locked in. They're at the forefront, okay, of this new world order. Is Moab and Edom that's at the forefront, okay. Now, when you get what's that thing? Zechariah 1. All right, the Zechariah 1 and 15. It says, I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Okay. The heathen are at ease within this beast system. Okay, and this beast system is designed to keep who at the bottom? All right, Jake. Okay, the tribes. Okay, the brother brought it out on the line the other day how that meeting that they had in Davos, Sweden, they didn't invite none of those nations in South America, man. South Central America and the islands. Brazil wasn't there, which is Astra. Okay. You know, Guatemala. Now those nations weren't there. Venezuela, those nations weren't there. Okay. Because you Israelites gonna find the hard way that you, all right, don't partake. Okay, you have nothing to do with this man's new world order system, man. Okay, it says, I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. And Esau, Edom, is the one that put these nations on game. Okay, about keeping us in oppression while they're at ease, man. Okay, that's why you go to Obadiah, book of Obadiah, chapter, one chapter, but Obadiah 1 and 15. All right, it says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Okay? All the heathen. You see? All the heathen, all right, have a day of reckoning, man. You know, because they are partakers with America, with Esau, Edom. Okay? And all these heathens finna be downgraded instantly at the return of Yahushua. Okay? So let's go from there, because when you go into an ancient map, let me see if I can pull up an ancient map real quick. Pull up a map real quick. Let me see, map of Israel. See if I can get it close. Because these Edomites and these Moabites, all right, was once neighbors. And you know, they had particular alliances even in the ancient world. Okay, but I want to show a map real quick. Yeah, here's a good one. Okay, so let's show this map real quick. All right, show you that this is an ancient, all right, alliance. Okay, then we go back to the precepts. But let me know if y'all can see the map. You know, let me know how it's showing up. Probably can blow it up a little bit. And this was, you know, during the time when we was in the land and we had sovereignty, you know. So when you go, okay, come. All right, so as you can see, all right, you had Judah, you know, that was all the way in the south, okay, and was to the right or going towards the east, you had Edom, and then you had Moab that was right on top of Edom, okay. So they will have, you know, they had particular alliances back then, okay. All right, as you can see, all right, Megiddo, all right, the valley of Armageddon, you know. this area here, which is now like modern day Syria. Okay. Then you had the Philistines on the left. So Judah, okay, was surrounded. And that's why you read the scriptures, we was always at war with the Philistines. Okay. Because this land was right here on the coast of the Mediterranean. Okay. And if you own this, okay, you will own, okay, a lot of the seaports. Okay. And that's why the Philistines fought so hard, you know, to try to keep those seaports. You see? So you had the northern kingdom up here to the north, all right, in the green. Okay. Then you had the Phoenicians, which are Canaanites, you know, Tyre and Zidon up here. Okay. And then you had Damascus, okay, where you had the Syrians. Okay. Then you even had Ammon that was right here, all right, bordering, you know, the northern kingdom. You see? So there was, you know, an ancient, all right, rivalries, and there was ancient alliances as well. Okay. So just wanted to show that so we can have a view, you know, of the ancient world geography, you know, when we was in, you know, our land. Now I want to get into count. Okay, remember Edom and Moab is here. Okay. So let's go back to the precepts. So when you go in the Bible, you can just type in Edom and Moab. Okay. Now this is when, you know, as we're trying to pass, okay, through, okay, the land of Edom and Moab. Okay. This is that this is an account. It said, then Israel sent messengers unto the king of Edom, saying, let me, I pray thee, pass through thy land. But the king of Edom would not hearken thereto. And in like manner, they sent unto the king of Moab, but he would not consent. And Israel abode in Kadesh. Okay. Then they went along through the wilderness and compassed the land of Edom and the land of Moab, and came by the east side of the land of Moab, and pitched on the other side of Arnon, but came not within the border of Moab, for Arnon was the border of Moab. So Edom and Moab, you know, had an agreement not to let us go through their land, okay, as we was trying to get, all right, to the land promised, man. Okay, and they was always pretty much some assholes, you know, Edom and Moab together. Okay. This is an ancient, you know, alliance. Okay, and pretty much under Don Ping, they linked back up. Okay. So when you go into it, and now I'll just get the main, if brother can post if brother can post 2nd Ezra 15, and let's post 2nd Ezra 15 verses 46. Well, I'll probably just read it because there's gonna be a lot. Yeah, I'll just read it. There's gonna be a lot, you know. Let me just read it. All right, so this is book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 46, and it says, "And thou, Asia, that are partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person." And it's going into, you know, that whole region, China, you know, Taiwan. You see, you know, Taiwan is heavy in bed with America as of late. Okay, South Korea, you know, all these nations that are heavily linked, all right, to the whore, and that whole Asia region, China being the main one. It said, "Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee." Yeah, America was waiting on China to break. Okay, and when China broke, all right, America immediately, you know, started investing in China and brought it up to par. Okay, and China, you know, is now fully conformed to this beast system. Okay, because even in that video, it's gonna show you that China is on the forefront of of um the AI. Okay, artificial intelligence. They're on the forefront of it, man. Okay, so as you read on, and it says, "Thou hast followed her that is hated, and all her works and inventions. Therefore said the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death." So China gonna get jacked up too, man. You know, it's not gonna be completely destroyed like America, but Moab finna catch hell too. You know, because they have pretty much been the nation that has linked the heathen that has linked themselves the most to Babylon in this system, man, this beast system. They're the nation that's pretty much the most conformed. Okay, they play a major part in this new world order. You know, that's why you got cities in China that are more advanced, you know, than America, man. Okay, let's see if we can look some things up real quick. So let's look at this real quick. We'll get back to it. Now you look at this site here. Okay, it says the top. Hold on. All right, this is the top 8 smart cities in China. Okay, and you see how modern China has gotten, man. Okay, And they got way more people, so they had these huge, okay, cities, and these are nothing but overlixes, man. Okay, they started to build. They started to build like America, traffic like America. Okay, nightlife like America, man. Okay, so you got the top 8 smart cities. All right. All right, it says when it comes to China, we think of the Great Wall, the Forbidden City, and the profound history. This time, however, we want to show you another side of China. Yeah, it's been turned out. This is a new China, a country arming itself with technology to be stronger, more modern, and more brighter. Okay. So number 1, you got Beijing. This is a top. Okay. Top 8 smart cities. Let's read a little bit though. It says, as the capital city, Beijing is pushing the pace of construction of a smart city. The city's public service in Beijing for residents are becoming simpler and more convenient via the Be a Citizen social service card, a virtual card that integrates all kinds of information such as identity, documents, social security, health conditions, and health education information. Okay, as you know, we know what it's heading to. You got Shanghai. Okay, and they're all into this technology of Esau, man. All right, Shenzhen, ain't no hurry though. Okay, Hangzhou. Oh, what did it say here? It says the terms new retail and cashless society are trends in Hangzhou. Unmanned supermarkets, unmanned restaurants, and mobile payments are a part of daily life in Hangzhou. Mobile payments cover almost every aspect of life. Hangzhou is becoming a cashless society. Okay. What is it? Kong Queen, if I'm saying it right. And they heavy into robots. All right. Chengdu. Look at this. It says paying with your face will be adopted in more and more stores. When entering a store, use your mobile phone to scan a QR code to connect your mobile phone number and then pay with your face. The whole process takes 5 to 45 seconds, man. Okay. It's what Moab, now Wuhan. You know what Wuhan is famous for? Okay. Wuhan number 7. All right, you got number 8. All right, go Young. All right, these modernized, high-tech cities, man. You know, so they're even beyond Babylon. You know, when it comes to some of their tech. Okay, when you want to see, you know, a peak of the New World Order, man, see what's going on in China. Okay. So all these great cities that China has built up, they finna be destroyed because America gonna get some licks off in this World War III now, and you know they gonna target them them particular cities. All right, now this second Ezra 15 and 50 says, "And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower, and the heat shall arise that is sent over thee." Okay, China gonna get hit with some missiles too now. Okay. Second Ezra 15 and 51 says, "Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and there's one chastised wound, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee. Okay, yeah, gonna be destroyed. And, you know, it's gonna be it's gonna be heavily damaged. All right, China gonna take a lot of damage in this Third World War. Okay. Let me see. You keep reading, and it says, "Would I with jealousy have proceeded against thee?" said the Lord. Verse 53, "If thou hadst not always slain my chosen, exalting the strokes of thy hands, and saying over their dead, when thou wast drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance, the reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense. Like as thou hast done to my chosen, said the Lord, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy cities shall be broken down." All these smart cities and, you know, high tech, it's gonna be broken down, man. Okay, and also them chariots gonna be coming through, destroying these different cities as well, man. Okay, the chariots gonna jack up a lot of these modern cities. Okay, that have been modeled after America, man. All the image of the beast gonna be destroyed, man. Okay, his whole beast image, anything that resembles any type of American, okay, westernized, you know, infrastructure gonna be destroyed, man. Okay, and it says that it says, "Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall to the sword. Thy cities shall be broken down, and all of thine shall perish with the sword in thee." Yeah, because like I say, you're guilty of everything that America, because you're pretty much strengthening the hands of the wicked, you know? So now it's like you're guilty with Esau Edom, okay? And that's how you're finna be handled, you know, within this judgment, man. So woe to thee, thou Asia, man. All right. So that was pretty much the point. Um, like I say, it'd be good to watch, you know, that video. I'll put it back up here, you know, just in case people just got here. All right, this the video in full. Like I said, you probably start like at this 15-minute mark and kind of watch it on through. You know, when he goes to Singapore and pretty much is in awe, you know, with their society, and you know, then he heads over here to America, and you know, he got in bed with that whore, man. Okay, and that's why you finna receive. You know, when you sell out, okay, there's always something on the back end. Matter of fact, I end it there. If a brother can post in the book of Sirach, I believe chapter 14, verse, yep, Sirach 14:7, you know, and we'll end it there. But everybody, you know, wondered, you know, after this beast, okay, all these nations wondered and admired right after the beast. Matter of fact, I gotta get that. And we'll end it with that Sirach, Lord will. But gotta get this in Revelation. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, okay, in verse 1. And it says, "And there came, all right, one of the seven angels had the seven vials, and taketh me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth on many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication." Okay, because America was pretty much like the glamour girl, because the elites, you know, like when you do big deals, you know, big business, a lot of these big businessmen, okay, when they will have a business meeting, they will discuss, you know, business. And after the meeting, okay, one of the things that they will offer is harlots, man. Okay, to the person that they wanna get in business with, you know, and they will offer them harlots. And America has been like the harlot of the elites, okay, that they paraded around the earth and all these nations, you know, and this harlot America will pretty much make all these nations seal the deal, okay, based off what they seen. It says, so he had carried me away in the spirit in the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and that harlot is America. All right, because America is pretty much the you know, in control of this whole, you know, beast system. You know, America has been that superpower that emerged on that beast system. You know, because if she's riding the beast, she's pretty much controlling the direction of that beast, and that's why you see America make all these unilateral moves, okay, within geopolitics, man. It says, and the woman who's arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearl, having a golden cup in her hand, full of the abomination and filthiness of her fornication. Okay, so that purple and scarlet represents what? Royalty, man. Decked out, you know. And when Deng Xiaoping was seeing how America was living, it was like, you know, this was a big royal nation. You know, it's like everybody was decked out with the common convenience that everyone has. You know, he looking, it's like, damn, this place is decked out. Okay. And it says, and upon her forehead was written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations, okay, of the earth. The mother of harlots and the abomination of the earth. Okay. And the mother goes back to the source of something. Okay. And America has been the source of wickedness and this anti-Messiah energy, okay, that runs the earth. Let me get that. All right. And the Greek is matar. Okay. It says metaphorically, the source of something, the motherland. Okay. The source of something, the motherland. This place is the motherland of wickedness. Okay. This is, you know, the elites have used America like a magic wand to cast enchantments on the earth. Okay. And that's why when you get this in Nahum, all right, it's the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 4. It says, because of the multitudes of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, okay, America, the mistress, all right, and mistress, the female way of saying, or the feminine way of saying master, okay, of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft, okay, through the whoredoms, all right. America made a lot of these nations sell out their morals and their standards, okay, for a piece, all right, of the glory of America, man. Okay. So let's get this. This is Sirach 14:7 says, and if he do it good, and this is speaking of Esau Edom, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he would declare his wickedness, man. Because now those citizens that have enjoyed the convenience of, you know, this American economy, okay, and the prosperity of this American economy, these same citizens, all right, are the same ones going into these hard lockdowns, okay, hauled off the concentration camps, all right, and they finna be in the midst of a third world war, okay. So yeah, it seemed like Esau was all for you and your people, all right, but at the end, it's gonna show you what he's really about, man. More control. These smart cities, these are nothing but, okay, technological prisons, man. Okay, presented as more convenience. Okay, so there was a point. I hope you brothers and you few sisters edified. Like I say, if you watch the documentary now, it'll hit a little harder. The lesson will hit a little harder if you watch the documentary. Well, Lord will you brothers and you few sisters edified. Till next time, I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba, DTA soon, Shalom.